He started in a shop in his garage with $250 and a few scraps of silver and copper. And today, James Avery Craftsman has over 1,100 designers, craftsmen, management, support personnel.
Amazing. Welcome. We're going to welcome him to the NeonFish here in just a minute.
Yeah.
There was a story that you and I were talking about.
Right.
And this is for callers. I want you to give some thought to this. So much of the time, those of us who work in ministry end up affecting other people's lives, and we don't often get it, as Ken would call it, a crop report on that. And one of the things that I wanted Mr. Avery to know is that my daughter, my little Chelsea, when she was 7, got a ring, a James Avery ring, very simple silver ring with a little dropout cross in the center of it. And we were out swimming in the backyard and having fun, and somehow or other she lost the ring. Mm-hmm. And she panicked and she was inconsolable. And so getting another one didn't seem to be the idea for her. She wanted to find the one that was lost. And I didn't know how to go about doing that in a big yard full of grass. So what we did was we got it with the Yellow Pages, because this was pre-internet days, and we ended up trying to find a metal detector guy, a guy who would rent us a metal detector. And we drove from West Houston to Clear Lake, rented a metal detector, and came back looking for this ring. We spent the afternoon with the metal detector, and we found a whole bunch of stuff, but we didn't find the ring. And it gave us an opportunity to talk about some things about what's important and when it's lost and what you can't do about that, and why it's valuable. And we spent a lot of time talking about that. The ring is very important to her, and I just think that he would like to know that.
Yeah, I think you just heard that.
Good. Let's bring him on.
Yeah. James Avery, welcome to the NeonFish.
Well, thank you, Ken. It's a real pleasure to be on your program today.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure to have you on, sir. Mr. Avery, so much of your work has Christian symbols as the base of your artwork. Why is that, sir?
Well, Ken, I was raised in the church, and then I moved away from the church during my teenage years, and for about 12 years or more, I was an agnostic. And I had a troubled time while I was teaching at the University of Colorado, and I found my way back to the church with some help, believe me, and prayers and guidance. Right. And so that changed my life, really. And I made a cross for myself, and some others saw the string around my neck, and my cross was under my shirt, of course. And they asked me to see it, and I showed it to them, and a couple of guys said, could you make me one like that? And I did, and presented it to them, and they wanted to pay me, and I said, no, this is my gift. And they almost cried, and I thought, gee, Jim Avery, what have you done now? Maybe you've touched some lives, and maybe this is a way to go.
Well, the NeonFish, sir, is about Christian artists and really calling all Christian, everyone that is our listeners. We're calling us all to excellence, and whether part of the theme of the show is that if you're that everyone has a gift, just like you discovered your gift there that day, and out of your faith came this incredible gift, and you discovered your ability to do art with the Christian symbols so much. Tell us a little bit more about where you went from there. Where did you go from that first beginning?
Well, when I had been teaching for a number of years at the University of Iowa and the University of Colorado, and in design. And when I came back into the church, I thought about this, simplifying my life, and I married a gal while I was at the University of Colorado, or she was at the University of Colorado, and a year and a half later we were married, and she lived in Kerrville. And so in 1954 we came to Kerrville, and that's when I started.
And we're talking to you today from Kerrville, as a matter of fact.
Well, it's outside.
Great. Well, Jim, you've had all through the years, you've been able to maintain a quality that's just almost incomparable. And how have you been able to maintain that level of quality and creativity over the years?
Well, Ken, I think everything we do, I expect everything I do. I try to do it to my very best, best of my ability, and I expect excellence for everyone that works for us. And we provide a very nice workplace for everybody, clean, well lighted, comfortable, and giving consideration to all details. And so our employees do the same thing. They take care of the details of of the product that they help us make, and they take care of treating others very well. All the details, service. The details of service are important, and so I think that's the thing. We just expect everything we do to be right.
Yeah. Well, it certainly has proven out. What's been your most popular design over the years?
Well, I think I heard you talking about Chelsea's ring,
right?
And that little ring has been the most popular item I ever made, and still is our most popular item. We call it a cross-up ring, but it's a little simple ring with a Latin cross cut through it. And we've made very many of them, and over the years, and stories like the one I just heard about Chelsea's losing hers. I've heard from others losing on the beach in Hawaii and finding it later, and somebody else found it.
If you could tell us what the setting is we need to put on the metal detector, it would be very helpful.
Well, I've never had that experience, but
because I found an awful lot of quarters trying to find that
ring. Jim, what's happening at Christmas around actually in Texas and Oklahoma and Georgia at James Avery Craftsman? What's new for Christmas?
Well, Ken, we did something this year that I'm not so sure we're not going to do again. We put we put out a catalog with a lot of expensive pieces in it, and not enough moderately priced pieces in silver. And and our customers are telling us that we need to go back and maybe put some things that are not so expensive, and we're going to do that. We're coming out with a new religious catalog with some new crosses in that I'm working on myself, and we're coming out with a new charm catalog because there weren't enough charms in this catalog at Christmas, and we have some new pieces in there, but a lot of them are expensive. We have some new silver pieces too, but I think we went a little heavy on the gold because some of our customers were asking for more expensive pieces for Christmas, and I think we went overboard on that.
What, as you look back at a lifetime, Jim, of creating quality and in art, in metals, what pleases you most as you look back over the years?
Well, just like I was telling you about those two boys out there in Colorado. I mean, when I see that I've touched some people, I don't know what that static is, to see where I've touched some people's lives, and I've helped them finding some meaning and purpose, maybe. That's great. I mean,
you certainly
I didn't start out years ago to build a big company. I started out to make some things that I thought might be meaningful to others, and they were important to me, and meaningful for me, and I thought they might be important and meaningful to others. And I never expected the company to grow to this size, or had any dreams of that. We've just been very blessed, and still are very blessed with our company.
One of the philosophies, this is Steve, Mr. Avery, one of the philosophies that we have tried to promote through the NeonFish is the notion of excellence, and because it takes a certain level of attitude along that line to be prepared for the kind of work that then lines up for you if you're aligned. And so we certainly think that the James Avery Craftsman work is certainly at that standard.
Thank you.
Jim, what if people want to, besides going to your stores, you have they can check out online, right? At www.jamesavery.com, right? Well, thank you so much for being a part of our show today.
Well,
have you ever considered doing a new piece called the NeonFish?
That's a wonderful name, for sure.
Well, thank you.
I can think of 2 buyers offhand.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We've been visiting with Mr. James Avery, James Avery Craftsman. What a pleasure to have that gentleman on our show.